Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Roomies Review the Movies. I'm Lindsay, that's Maria. We are old college roommates. I got a degree in film, and Maria has been doing reviews for the past 20 years. So we are here today to catch up on movies that we missed in our younger days. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So as Maria gets comfortable, we are reviewing today 2007's I Tried. So this movie is starring Bone Thugs and Harmony, and the movie came out in 2007 after their album Strength and Loyalty came out. And at the time, Flesh was in jail and Busy left the group temporarily. So it was just Wish, Lazy, and Crazy that did that album. And they did this movie as well. So,
What
yeah,
about Steve?
Steve is lazy.
Okay.
Yeah. So, so yeah. Uh, before we start, have you ever heard of this movie?
No.
Yeah. So, yeah, when I talked to a few people, they hadn't heard of the movie either. And, I'm like, what? You didn't hear of the movie? Because I think everybody should hear everything about everything with Bone, right? But yeah, so
Not everybody is like such a super fan. Unfortunately, we don't know
I
all
know,
the lore
I
for it.
know, right? I
Yeah.
know. Just that's how the world works. But, everybody ain't able.
Yeah.
But yeah. So this movie, basically the plot is if you are even vaguely familiar with Bone Thugs and Harmony's origin story, you know that they were signed by Eazy-E, which is of NWA fame. And this movie is a reimagining of their origin story. If they did not meet Eazy-E, what would have happened to them? We do have the real Marlon Bellamy watching, and he said, I rented this movie on Netflix before it became a streaming service.
Oh, old
Wow.
school.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought the movie. So,
I
yeah.
believe it. Yeah. If you didn't have every Bone Thugs and Harmony movie in your possession, I would be questioning things.
Right.
Yeah.
I would have to question things as well if I didn't. But yeah, I did. So yeah, but no, you don't have to buy it anymore. It is on YouTube. And that's where we watched it this time.
Yes.
So so yeah. The movie picks up in LA. Um Again, if you know anything about their origin story, they left Cleveland to go to LA in hopes to meet Eazy-E. And they the real story is that they ended up rapping for Eazy-E on the phone, and he was supposed to call them back. He didn't, but then they found out that he was doing a show back in Cleveland, so they went back to Cleveland. They ended up backstage. He remembered them, and he brought them back, and then they ended up going to LA, and then the rest was history. um, this picks up at with them out in LA,
Yes.
and they never uh, got a chance to go back to Cleveland. They heard that he did have that show in Cleveland, but they never got a chance to go back to Cleveland. So that's where this movie pretty much picks up. Um, the real Marlon Bellamy says, I was a fan of Bone Thugs and Harmony back in the day. You're not a fan now? What?
Oh,
Yes.
oh, Marlon, what did you say?
I know, right? But yeah. Um, yeah. So, so they have the we have the scenes of them, rapping and stuff like that, and them meeting with producers and whatnot, and the producers are janky. They start stealing their lyrics from
Yeah, steal their lyrics, selling them to other
yeah,
artists or whatever without
which
them even
was
knowing.
which was a thing that did happen back in the day, with quite a few artists, unfortunately. But we see that happening, you know, in the scenes and whatnot. And they were out in LA for a little bit, and they ended up having girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, you see them, you know, trying to grind and what have you, and then having the girlfriends and whatnot. And let's see, Lazy's girlfriend was the
Yeah.
daughter of a internal affairs detective.
Yes.
And um, let's see, Wish's girlfriend was pregnant
Mm-hmm.
and had just told him. And
He was
Crazy,
like, "How long have you known?" She's like,
right, 3 months.
3 months. Like,
So yeah. Um, Crazy's girlfriend mom is very religious,
mm-hmm.
but you know, money is always the motivator of everything. So, but yeah, so we have them, you know, being told, hey, y'all should go back to Cleveland. Excuse me, Easy's gonna be there. So they're trying to get the money or whatnot to go back to Cleveland. And but they're kind of conflicted about going back to Cleveland because they already started establishing lives in LA and whatnot. But you know, they feel like this is their only shot. So they're gonna go back to Cleveland. And Lazy is like, okay, I need to go say goodbye to my girlfriend or whatever. So, in the midst of all of this, they are out there, you know, selling narcotics, and they hooked up with
And beating
the
people up
You said
for
what?
not paying, and beating people up for not paying.
Yes, you know, just
Mm-hmm.
in the drug game as a whole. And they do have somebody that they get their drugs from, and he's a known, you know, drug dealer. And he has,
Apparently, also a music producer. I guess.
yeah, like he does. I don't know if he's necessarily a music producer as much as like maybe the money man,
Mm.
you know. So, which is kind of, you know, NWA's origin story,
Yeah.
because NWA, I mean, Easy E wasn't a rapper; he was pretty much the money man.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I think his name was KP, and KP is pretty known for what he does and what have you. And so he was, you know, into it with the internal affairs detective, and it's presumed that he was the one that came over to the house and um, had the hit on the detective. Lazy's girlfriend was there at the time, unfortunately, and she passed away as well. So Lazy, Crazy, and Wish go over to the house because Lazy's going to say goodbye, and it's all kinds of police there and whatnot. They run into a crooked cop who says some crazy things to him while he's telling him that pretty much his girlfriend is dead. Of course, Lazy didn't like that or whatnot, and that kind of like really messed them up.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. His girlfriend was the one who was like pushing them to go back to Cleveland.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She was a big support. She was a big support, and yeah, and that kind of like messed up Bone right there, you know. So then we fast forward 6 years later. So 6 years later, Bone is no longer Lazy, Crazy Wish are no longer. We see Steve, who is Lazy, which that's his real name. Steven is his real name. So um, he's now a detective. Who would have thunk that he would have been a detective?
He became a cop.
Yeah. So
How that worked out,
it's
we
wild.
don't.
Yeah, it's so wild. But he is haunted by the situation that occurred with his girlfriend. So it's like he became a cop because he wanted to get at whoever did it, because I guess he feels like somebody inside did it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, not only did he become a detective, but he is also an alcoholic now, a real bad one, and it's pretty known. So he's that. Uh, Crazy Bone is Ant, which that's his name in real life, Anthony. And Ant is still trying to be a rapper
Mm-hmm.
on top of still selling drugs. And yeah, he still loosely works with KP. KP has a like a bar, nightclub, what have you, and they do open mic.
Yeah,
Uh,
I guess
nights.
he just seems to be sitting there in operation. Like, I guess he owns it.
Yeah, yeah. So he not only does Ant get his drugs from KP, but he also goes to his bar, and I guess he's like the headliner for a particular night at the bar.
Mm.
And then you also have Cece. Cece is Wish, which his real name is Charles. So
Oh, okay. I
yeah.
was like, Cece, what? Like,
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So Cece is I don't know if he's married or not, but he's still with his baby mama. Um he had a daughter, she's a cutie. And
they're so cute.
yeah, yeah, and he's pretty much a family man now. He works um I don't know what they're called, but he works for the city picking up dead dogs
Yeah,
or animals, period.
yeah, he seems to work like for the morgue, I guess, picking up dead things. Because
Yeah.
they also asked him to go pick up some humans. So like,
Yeah, see, I thought that was the side job, him picking up the humans.
oh, I don't know, but
Yeah.
apparently that's what he does.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's why I was like, I don't think it's necessarily the coroner because he was
Hmm.
picking up dead animals. So I don't know.
It's very strange.
Yeah, whatever the case, I couldn't do it. But CC does it. And CC is trying to live the straight and narrow.
Hmm.
Um, but he is strapped for cash, you know. So with him being strapped for cash, that kind of leads him to a side job that we were kind of talking about, where he goes to KP and he asks him, you know, for him to do a side gig for him, basically cleaning up murder scenes,
Hmm.
for the most
Because
part, looking for the
his
bodies.
daughter is decided to become a magician so she can make all the bills disappear.
Yes, yes. So yeah, the fact that the kid is in on what's going on and wants to do something about it, that's kind of, you kind of don't want that for your kid. You kind of want your
Yeah.
kid to stay a kid. So yeah. Um, but yeah, so Cece gets back in the game in a way by going to KP and asking for that. And goes to KP at one point and he asks him, for a re-up, but he doesn't have the front money for the re-up. And so KP is like, well, I got this rapper named Lethal that you need to be writing some rhymes for if you want this re-up. So KP was upset about that, but he eventually does it. But um, you know, the backing that he was kind of sort of getting from KP is now being put towards Lethal. Lethal is a fake gangster rapper. So the shit is so far from authentic, but
Mm.
you know, that's not far from a lot of these rappers today. So
I
yeah.
mean, I don't understand why not just put him on. He writes the lyrics anyway. Like,
Yeah. Yeah,
but,
but so they are living their three separate lives, but then the lives pretty much come together at a point. because of KP. And then before KP was arrested, but um, he had got out because they had messed up the evidence really bad. Because so he was arrested for Steve's girlfriend's murder, and he ended up getting out, and so that torments. That's one of the things that torments Steve. You know what I'm saying? That caused him to drink even more, and he'll drink himself into a stupor and then wake up.
Everybody can smell it on him and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, like it's completely known, and it's to the point where it's just like it is what it is. Like they ain't really doing too much about it or anything like that. It's just you know, um,
no one's really trying to help.
no, not at all. So so we see them. They're all living their separate lives. They don't really have any communication with one another anymore. But they're all still out in LA, and so we have them, come back. Um, their lives kind of intertwine again because of KP. Because they're all having some type of dealing with KP.
Some kind of money issue.
Yeah. Yeah. And so CC has the money issue. KP kind of sort of has a money slash still trying to make it issue. And then Steve is trying to really solve this case. And on top of all that, there is a crooked cop that they dealt with back when Steve's girlfriend died, and that that Steve is dealing with now.
And he's just as racist as he wants to be.
He's very racist, and he's very, very, very crooked as well. Because he's doing some of the murders, and he's trying to pin them on people and all kinds of stuff. There's one crackhead that Aunt engages with, and this crackhead pretty much goes around to people, and when he goes around to people, like he's trying to do like some back deal with Aunt. He's trying to do a deal with KP.
Yeah.
And he gets picked up by Steve. And this crackhead is just doing a lot.
He's doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And like the way they have him dressed is so strange.
It's so weird. It is very, very, very weird. But yeah, like he does a lot. He eventually gets murdered. And the crooked cop was gonna try to pin it on Aunt. So we had that or whatever, and then there was this big scene towards the end where they all ended up coming together, and they're coming together for certain things because Cece was supposed to drop off some drugs to a place. Aunt was coming to that place to rob Cece, not knowing that it was Cece that was bringing the drugs. And then Steve was coming to bust them, and not knowing it was them. So they ended up having this scene, and it's in a warehouse, and they all are like, pointing guns at one another.
Spider-Man meme.
Right. To where they eventually all die in the scene. And the crooked cop is there. And then the crooked cop ends up getting killed as well. He gets killed by Lethal. Lethal was in the background, pretty much because crazy, because Aunt told him like your shit ain't real. Like he was trying to coach him on how to be a better rapper, and he told him like your shit ain't real. Like you're rapping about some stuff
you've never done.
Yeah, you rapping about some stuff you've never done. So yeah, like that's the only way that it can come off good is if it's believable, and it's only believable if you actually did it. And so that really stuck in Lethal's head. So he then came to the warehouse too to try to put in work, and ended up killing the crooked cop. And yeah, that's pretty much how it ended.
Yeah.
It was a lot of filler stuff going on that slowly told the story that, yeah, that didn't need to be there or
Mhm.
whatnot. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much what it all entailed. You know, it was a cool concept, in my opinion. It was a cool concept. However, it was just executed extremely poorly. Like this is
What?
supposed to be like in the early '90s, but this
Mm.
is looking like present day.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
really? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
would have no idea.
you have zero idea. Yeah, and that's the part. That's one of the things where it's just like, okay, maybe I'm wrong of thinking that this is supposed to be in the early '90s. But then when you hear their raps, when they saying the nine deuce and the 9-0 and all, okay, I am right. This is supposed to be
You're
in
right.
the '90s, just like in the real story, it was the early '90s when they went to LA. So it's like, okay, what are y'all on with this? And then 6 years later, everybody really still looks the same. Nobody's really changed. So it's just um they had no sense of time in this movie at all.
No.
um you know, we only saw like 2 seconds of crazy with flesh and thicker than water. So that's the only time we ever really saw them outside of music videos acting. So for this to be like their very first time acting, it wasn't bad. But on a scale from Tubi to Oscar, it was more Tubi. So but, and I'm not being biased when I say that it was a cool concept. I think it was a cool concept. So, what are your thoughts about the movie?
Um, they played their hand too early, right? In the beginning of the movie, they say, people ask us what our lives would be like if we never met Easy E. Who says we'd be alive? Great, now I know how the movie ends. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and I was hoping I was going to be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't. So
Yeah,
it's like, wow, why would you telegraph that to me? Don't tell me all of that. So kind of knowing that kind of, you know, kills any mystery going on in the film.
yeah,
Um, I did appreciate the parts that were humorous because they were very funny. Um, there were a couple of parts with like their partners that were actually like, oh, this is actually like sweet and touching and stuff.
mm-hmm.
I do like seeing like their, how creative they are, like the things they're thinking about and the story they want to tell. Like I like seeing them like do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, it definitely needs a lot more work.
yeah, yeah. I can definitely see them, you know, redoing it.
Hmm.
Maybe with, well, they can't play them now because like they're 50 now, so there's no way they can play 20-year-olds now. But
And they got some good actors in this one,
they
uh,
did.
which helped a lot.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it just needs some more help as far as like the story is concerned. Don't tell your audience what the end is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
only a few stories can get away with that. So,
Right. 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 I did like how they did come together at the end.
hmm
I mean, it was unfortunate the reason why they came
right.
together, but I
Yeah.
did like how how the story kind of made them come together at the end.
Oh yeah, I do like that too. But
Yeah.
yeah, I like it when stories cross together. So
Yeah. Yeah. Um, it would have been nice to see the reason why they stopped talking to each other altogether.
yeah,
You know, instead of just jumping 6 years later and then all three of them living separate lives, and it's like, what happened because they came out here together?
why did they give up their dream? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, because like Easy's not the end all be all, and in their real story, Easy wasn't the end all be all. You know, like they was gonna get on with anybody, like
right, couldn't be.
whoever signed them. You know,
Right, that's just the first step. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. It just was they planned Easy, but whoever signed them first is who signed them first. You know,
exactly. Yeah.
so um, and I mean, I kind of could see like if Lazy was with that girl for like a long time,
hmm
then I can definitely see why he would have derailed, you know. But they were on assuming that this is following their real story. They was only out there a short amount of time,
Yeah,
not
it didn't
long
seem like
enough
they've
for
been
it to
together
completely
that
derail
long.
your life. Yeah.
like 3 months max, because
Right.
that's how long the girl was pregnant. So
Right. Exactly. So it's like, excuse me. So it's like 3 months, your girlfriend dies, which is totally unfortunate, but that wouldn't derail your life to
I
the
would.
point where you completely just turn your back on rap and you become a detective.
Are you being a cop?
Right. Like,
I was like, I don't know about that. I don't know.
right. That's not, that's
That's
not
a
something.
hard turn.
Yeah. Yeah. So, it would have made more sense, if she would have came from Cleveland with them,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Just kind of give them more of a history.
Yeah. Yeah. So, or if she was pregnant and he didn't know it, you
That
know.
would be more compelling.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, not as it is. Not as it is.
I
Um,
agree. Yeah.
yeah, so yeah. But for what it was, especially at the time, it was cute. It was cute.
No, it wasn't bad. It needs
Uh-uh.
help, but
It just yeah, right. We can definitely see them redoing it, with a better script, just a more tighter script,
yeah,
um, with some act. Well, if they do it, especially like I said before, they're 50 now, so they would definitely need
right.
people playing them.
With some
But
actors.
yeah, so but yeah, just a tighter script. That's all I really need, and to have a sense of timing. They
Mm,
don't have a sense of timing, because you cannot tell me in the early 90s y'all was looking and dressing the way that y'all was looking and dressing. Like,
6 years later.
yeah, like it's
No.
not what we were doing. So yeah, um, especially with people that live that part that's gonna be watching that. Like,
Yeah,
it ain't like we don't know. We actually was there living it. So it's like, yeah, like you got something like that. You totally got to be accurate on.
100%.
Yeah, because that's gonna take the focus off of the story.
Yeah,
So, but yeah, you ready to rate?
I'm ready.
All right. So our movie rating system: we have
Mhm.
one, movie real trash AF; two, it exists; three, entertaining; four, great; five, a true classic.
What would you give it,
Where
Lindsay?
uh I would give it a three. We got to fix those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what about you?
I would say that's accurate. I would give it a 3 as well.
Yeah. So yeah, we have a three rating, which is
Yeah.
entertaining. For 2007's I Tried.
Yeah, you've got some good things going there. We just need a little work.
Yeah, yeah, and I can definitely see them redoing it. It's been almost 20 years.
And how
Which
many movies have Bone Thugs and Harmony made?
um that one.
That one?
Uh huh.
I know they
Yeah.
made another one we saw.
What other movie? No, that was Busy.
Oh,
Busy was in Jacked Up.
okay.
Yeah, and then Busy, Lazy, and Crazy are in that movie I was telling you about. The What is it? Right Now? Is that
Mm,
what was that movie called? Where is it? Apple. Apple TV. There it is. What was that movie? What Now?
okay.
What Now? They're in that movie. So Busy is he's a main character in the movie. And Crazy and Lazy got one scene where they're like highway patrol. Is
Oh,
kind of silly. Yeah. And then, like I said, Crazy and Flesh were in Thicker Than Water for like one scene.
okay.
So yeah. But yeah. Yeah. But I will say this. Busy can act.
Mm,
Busy can act. And that's the part that sucks about Busy, like in real life. Like he's really talented. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's just he got his vices. You
That'll
know.
get you every time.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. But he did real good in what now? He did real good in Jacked Up when we did Jacked Up. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah. So
All
but yeah.
right. Okay, so for next time,
Yes.
I've picked a
Times.
film. It's going away on Netflix maybe at the end of this month, hopefully not too much sooner. But The Legend of Zorro.
The Legend of Zorro. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah. My dad and I used to watch the original Zorro TV show when I was a kid. So,
Okay.
and he even dressed up as Zorro for Halloween one year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The movie with Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Yes, it's on Netflix.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. I never seen that at all.
Yeah. It's I love it. It's a good one.
Okay, so The Mask of Zorro was the prequel.
Yes. The Legend of Zorro is the one we're doing.
Okay. Okay. Now, do I need to watch The Mask of Zorro to know what's going on in the legend?
No, you don't.
Okay, okay, good. Because I'm like, I ain't seen neither one. All right, cool. So that's what we are watching. The
Yes, that's what we'll
Legend
watch
of
next
Zorro.
time. Where can
Yeah.
people find you online, Lindsay?
So you can find me everywhere at L_Ranelle. That's L_RANELLE. And also, you can see me on my other podcast, The Ish We Talk, where me and my cousin talk about a variety of topics. And we're filming this afternoon. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Hot topic.
Yes. So, where can we find you?
You can find me online pretty much on Blue Sky or Instagram at Valarmore Dollars. That's VALARMOR Dollars. I'm also on another podcast with some other friends of mine, about 5 other Black women, talking about geeky, nerdy stuff called Nerdgasm Noir. So you can catch us over there as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So, yeah. So, again, thank you for showing up for Roomies Review the Movies. Us
Yes,
reviewing I
indeed.
Tried.
Yes. We'll see you next time for The Legend of Zorro.
Yes, absolutely. Bye.
Bye.